show, and we're gonna be reviewing Baby Driver today. Wow, this movie rocks!
So obviously we had to be in a car. Initial thoughts?
This movie is brilliant.
Fantastic.
Favorite movie of 2017 so far.
What Edgar Wright movies have you guys seen before this?
I haven't seen any of them.
He did Shaun of the Dead.
Right.
Scott Pilgrim.
Hot Fuzz.
Scott Pilgrim. I've seen a portion of Scott Pilgrim, but I can't remember it because I saw it when I was really little.
If you have seen Shaun of the Dead, you will know that there is a scene in it. Don't Stop Me Now starts playing on like a jukebox, and then a zombie shows up, and then the characters fight off the zombie to the beat of the song.
Wow.
Baby Driver is basically if that scene from Shaun of the Dead was an entire movie. It's about a getaway driver that listens to music named
There's
Baby.
scenes in this movie that like go with the lyrics of the song, and it's the beat, and it's amazing.
So the entire movie is synced up to a track. Apparently, when the actors were given the scripts, they were also each given an individual iPod that had the score, and they were supposed to listen as they went through the script.
That's incredible.
One of the most interesting experimental movie styles ever.
The soundtrack in this movie is so much fun. It's amazing.
The only negative thing I've heard is that it's made people nervous. But I mean, it is an edge of the seat car chase movie. It's another one that kind of like induces a little anxiety because it is so...
I mean, the Fast and the Furious franchise is on like what, their 8th movie? People shouldn't be dissing Baby Driver for doing that. My one negative thing about the movie is that I do not think that Baby and his girlfriend, whose name I can't remember, Debbie, I don't think that they were in a committed enough relationship for her to go along with everything so blindly.
It was very Romeo and Juliet.
It's a very good point. The acting,
Obviously.
the performances.
Baby is so amazing.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Kevin Spacey.
Wow.
Which, I mean, I love Kevin Spacey in pretty much everything he does.
This cast is so packed with amazing actors and such rich, developed characters, no matter how little screen time they may have. Kevin Spacey is not the most memorable person in the movie. I remember John Hamm.
I screamed when he came on screen.
Isa Gonzalez, Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
He was so good.
Which is so funny because he's like the least likable character in the whole movie.
Yeah.
But I loved him.
I love him as a villain.
And Lily James.
Lily James is amazing.
The stunt work in this movie is some of the best ever put to film.
There's no CGI.
It makes me wish that there was an Oscar for stunts.
Spoilers! You see it right here. Read it.
Go to the time
If you don't
code.
want to see them, you can skip it. So I thought in this movie that Kevin Spacey was going to be like the main big baddie in this movie, but he's not. John Hamm's character is the main big baddie in this movie. He was really cool. Specific detail that I loved in the movie was when he was in the cop car and there was like a red light flashing on his face. I loved that. That was such good detail.
That lighting was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
He was insane.
The reason why he went crazy was because his girlfriend is killed after like a failed robbery or whatever.
Right.
It was a total Bonnie and Clyde moment.
That's why I loved it so much because I'm obsessed with Bonnie and Clyde. Like, I'm obsessed. There's a musical, I'm obsessed with it. I thought they were one of the most interesting aspects of the movie because I really just wanted to know more and more about their characters.
We've been talking so much about moments in the story and how much we like those. The story would not have been nearly as good if it was not told and paced so phenomenally.
So true.
It has such an upbeat feel to it with the way it's edited
like a song.
And the scene transitions. There is not a single moment in the movie when I was bored. The scenes all flow so well together. There's a great cause to effect way the story goes.
Everything makes sense.
When he meets the girl, he realizes that if he does go with this girl, has a full relationship, he's going to get in some trouble. And you really figure that out.
I think he's suddenly given some motivation for Baby to get out of this, of having the foster dad that's deaf. I think that's extremely interesting also because then major spoiler, he becomes deaf. I just audibly was so upset about that because I guess I should have thought about it before that
was probably the one thing he loves more than anything else in life, and it was taken away from him at the end of the movie.
And John Hamm knew it. That's the thing. You'd think initially that it's his girlfriend because that's like what every movie would go for. But they don't. They go for his hearing.
Which is extremely...
that was incredible.
Since he's now deaf, and I remember there's the scene where he's like holding his hand against the car. He can basically hear the music through the vibrations, which is what his blind, foster dad used to do. And I think that's a great message to convey that people have these ways of expressing themselves and these ways of coping and like listening to music in some way.
So true. You can't take it away from someone.
You can't take
no
music
matter
away
what.
from anyone.
Exactly. So anyways, final verdict. I'm not a well-versed person in car chase movies. I haven't seen any of the Fast and the Furious,
neither.
but I found this an extremely satisfying movie to all senses, as well as one of my favorite movies of this year, if not favorite. I would give it a 9 out of 10.
This movie to me was basically a joyride from the beginning to the end. I love this movie. I love the fact that this was my first Edgar Wright movie, because I want to see more of his stuff now, because this movie is brilliantly crafted. The editing in this movie is beautiful, the soundtrack is amazing, and the stunt work is even better, and the characters are brilliant. I think this is probably the best movie I've ever seen in 2017 as well, and I'm going to give this movie a 10 out of 10.
There is nothing I can say about Baby Driver that has not already been said by me or by either of them. It's just a phenomenal movie.
It really is.
It is so amazingly put together. You can tell that everyone involved in this movie loved it and cared about it so much, and it comes across so well in the final product. I'm not going to give it a 10 though, because I do think that Baby's relationship with his girlfriend, it kept bugging me that she just kept going along with everything. And I love Lily James and I love her character, but I found some of her actions to be not believable. I also think just a small, slow part of the movie after he quits his job. That is not saying that this movie is no less than phenomenal. It is amazing. You should go and see it. I love Edgar Wright. You are my new role model. I'm giving this movie a 9.
I hold a very special place for 10s.
My method is, if there is any hesitation to whether it should be a 10 or not, then it's not a 10.
Then it's not a 10.
Our verdict is a 9.3.
So if you liked Baby Driver, or even if you didn't, leave a comment below. Like and subscribe to High School Film Nerds, and tune in next time.
Peace out!
Hey.